So I got both bikes here. One's for the street, one's for the track. The biggest complaint that I hear about the R6 is it hurts my wrist. Same goes for the R1. Hurts my wrist, my legs, my ankles. I cramp up, my back hurts. Well, it's because when the bike comes from factory, it's set up for a rider that's average. So Yamaha or all dealerships, manufacturers, they set the bike up for a specific weight and a height that would fit the majority of riders. This bike was set up for somebody who was 6'1" when I bought it. I had to change it to my height. And that's the same with all the bikes. For example, say these both came off the dealership floor. They're both going to be set up for somebody, let's just use an example, 5'9", right? Not everybody in the world is 5'9". So if you decide to keep a bike stock, you're going to have issues. If you're 5'6", 5'1", it's going to feel better for somebody who's 5'9" or somebody who's 6'1". That's why we have, or you can make modifications to rear sets like this. You can change all these. You can select and move this around to fit your fitment. Same thing with clip-ons, aftermarket clip-ons. You can push the bike. Now the stock clip-ons, they hurt my wrist. That's just me. They hurt my wrist, so I have aftermarket clip-ons. Now for the street bike, I also have aftermarket clip-ons. I don't prefer stock clip-ons. They hurt my wrist. I can't ride like that. And I also can't ride with stock rear sets, because do you see the difference in adjustability here? You can't adjust this. This is not going anywhere. There's no adjustability. You can't do anything. That's set up for the baseline from the manufacturer or the company. So Yamaha, the company, right, racing team, set this up for a baseline setup. That's why they sell aftermarket parts such as this for your liking, to fit it to you. So if your wrist hurt, your back hurts, you're getting fatigued, try changing that out. You don't have to. If you're on the street, you want to keep it stock, that's fine. It's your bike. Another thing, rear shock, Ohlins on a track bike. So for the street bike, we have a stock shock, stock setup for a set weight. That's gonna come off. I'm gonna put a K-Tech or Ohlins on it because I want it to be for my weight, especially on the street. The biggest thing you want is that back tire absorbing all the bumps on the road. If you don't have that back tire set up to like a good setup for the street, all those potholes, all those bumps, you ever hit a freeway on the bump and like bends your rim? Because there's no play, it's just super firm. Same thing with the front. The front is like super stiff. So we're gonna, my homie Tyler is gonna adjust this, take some fluid out, see if we can get some more flex in it, because that's how you bend a rim or pop a tire on the freeway. The suspension's so stiff, you hit one bump and that's it, it's gone. But for me, the key things that I have to change for my bike, for my preference, of course I delete the ABS because I want complete filling over my bike. Clip-ons, they make me more comfortable. It's set up for I do zero offsets. This one's not a zero offset, this is a Woodcraft, but on all my other bikes I have zero offsets from Attack Performance. I'm gonna change these to the zero offsets as well. I do the rear sets because I can't do this. It hurts I get cramps in my legs. This isn't mandatory, but I changed the seat because I want a little bit more grip. I feel like this material right here is super slick, super spongy like, and this, like, it stops a little bit better. This you don't have to get, but the OEM is like this, so you leaned over way more. When you get that extension out, it gives you a little bit some more support, helps your back out, and it gives you a better ride. That's why I have the extender on the R1s. On the R6, they have more of a little cutout right here, like in the tank it comes out so your leg can hook up better. On the R1, I don't feel that way, so that's why I do the extension. But the top items for me are clip-ons, rear sets, and the suspension setup. If you want to keep it stock, you can, but like I said, from the factory, it comes stock for everybody. So if you're 6'1", 5'7", you should set up your bike for you if you're 5'7" or 6'1". It's not one thing works for everybody. So that's why I set up my bikes the way I set them up, and that could take some fatigue off of your body, and it can help you enjoy the bike more, right? At the end of the day, you're buying a street bike, you're buying a motorcycle, you're buying a performance machine. Don't expect comfort from it. Don't expect it to be like like a yacht or something where you're just, it's not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to give you joy, excitement. You can make it more comfortable, but after a couple of hours of riding, if you feel fatigued, you can change things around. I can ride this bike all day and I don't get tired on the R1 or the R6 because it's set up for me. My wrists don't hurt, my back doesn't hurt. I know other people that can't do that because their bike's not set up for them. So look into that. See if that's changing the setup helps. Real quick, forgot a couple things. I rock the clear windshield or windscreen because look at that. It works in the day and at night. You don't need a tinted one, you don't need a dark one, but if you want to rock it, go ahead. I can't see anything. Another thing, on the street, you want a damper to prevent do this with one hand, to prevent that death wobble where it's like that. You want a damper. That's gonna prevent that. Don't be cheap, go buy a damper. I got one on the street bike because the Ohlins works best for me. You could do a GPR, but the stock damper for the R1 is trash. Now I know a lot of people have issues with their bike starting, especially on the R1s. I've never had any issues, but what you can do, I don't have my track bike here because it's at my boy Tyler's. Bear, come here. But you can get an adapter, right? I'm gonna try to do this for you guys. You get an adapter, you get a spare battery, right? Put a lithium battery in your bike. It'll start. I've never had any issues in the cold with the lithium battery starting, except when it gets to, like I had a lithium battery in my stock, my track R1, and at the 3rd year it started having issues. But other than that, I never had any issues. You can get the connection, run a cable from the actual battery under the bike, come through under, connect it, leave it connected, and then start the bike. I'll show you guys a video when I get my track bike or when I'm at the track, but that helps the bike start. This isn't necessary. Just buy one lithium battery and you should be good. But if you have issues starting your bike, this is a game changer. The R1 it takes a lot of juice to start. I hope that helps. Leave you at home. Ride safe. Peace.